Oh, Merry Christmas to everybody, and especially the chalked patrons in the chat.
I've just been mugged here. I've been absolutely mugged. Didn't have any idea that we had a dress code for today, so I apologize to the patrons. I didn't prepare anything.
Yeah, I picked up a sweater. Johnny's the only one lacking today. He's lacking a little.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I was busy. I was busy bringing home some silverware, or I guess 3D printed miniatures award from winning the Showmatch and the Rocket Baguette awards against the trolley French casters. Yeah, not sure about that performance from them.
We'll get into that in a moment. We'll get into that in a moment, Johnny. Welcome everybody to the Chalk Guards Christmas special. We're back. We've had a month off, a lot of travel all over the world, delivering my presents for tonight, tomorrow, in 2 days' time. Why is Gray being hosting now? That's good. That was a funny comment. That got me. Welcome everyone. We're back. Christmas special. The last show of the year. It's Christmas tomorrow for me. It's Christmas in 2 days for everyone else. And it is great to be here. We are going to be recapping not only Johnny's infamous French cast Showmatch win yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever it was, but we'll also be yesterday. But we will also be recapping the Kick-Off LAN FIFAe 2025 and a look into 2026. So yeah, that's it from me.
That's the what do you call it? The show matches are pretty much just a little footnote here. Maybe a potential for Chalkcast versus the Rocket Baguette casters in the future, because right now, you know, the Chalkcast and now the UK casters are the reigning like Showmatch champions, LAN Showmatch champions. So yeah, we're accepting challengers, but really, there doesn't seem to be many. Everybody just crumbles in fear against us.
Yeah,
it's good. The French, they needed to be humbled after the FIFAe win. You know, can't let them right on top. I know that let them down a little bit. But yeah, I'm down. Sign us up. I'm ready. I'm down for anything.
They've got some good. They've got some higher rated casters than the ones that played. So maybe they could skill match us if we improve the roster. Obviously, me, Stumpy, and Shogun are not very good at Rocket League, and they lost to us, so they're going to need to bring a better team if they play against Shotcast, that's for sure.
Yes. Especially if CJ serves up as Santa. I don't know, he's not going to take this thing off.
We love Christmas.
He loves it. He loves it.
I think I'm going to wear it for the rest. One in chat if I just wear it all 2026. It might be my thing. I'm quite lucky.
Like one of those people
representing Santa.
One of the people who leaves their Christmas tree up like until March.
I really want a Grinch outfit, actually.
My stepmom does that.
Yeah, I'll leave it up for a while. But great to be back, guys. Obviously, last show of the year, but we were away for a while, so apologize for the no live eps. We did manage to do a little bit of content at FIFAe, maybe a little taste of what we could do.
Yeah, one in the chats if you saw that.
Did anyone see the chalked minis?
The chalked miniatures. They are on YouTube. They're on Patreon a day early, and then they are also on YouTube. So check out those if you missed them. We want to do more of those. Maybe next time we go to a LAN, we can get actually a schedule on media day.
If we just had a whole day, we got every player or every team, should I say?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be 20 minutes.
And they seem to enjoy it. You know, obviously the regular content pieces are more structured interviews, but from the few that we did, they did say they enjoyed just hanging out with us on the couch with no schedule.
Yeah.
It was fun. So let us know if you enjoy them. Make sure you watch them if you haven't already. But we're back. Last one of the year, as we said, we did have FIFAe. Obviously, I was away for a couple of weeks there. I've actually just got home. I had 3 weeks away with Copenhagen with the Kick-Off LAN as well. I guess we could just talk about FIFAe first before we get into RLCS. You mentioned the French winning. That was incredible. What on earth is going on there? They're a pretty good team, aren't
they? Yeah, the US had it though. They had it.
They did. It's Neo Tokyo, bro.
Sad. I know, and just off the kickoff too, they literally had it. But that was one of the best of sevens I've watched in recent memory To be honest, that was
sure.
really good. You know, it was nice of us to send this 12th seed, so they, you know, we didn't stomp.
Give the world a chance.
No, I'm just kidding. No, they look good though. The boys look good, but I was pretty sad about that because it was so close. And honestly, I think they would have won because I feel like, I mean, Saudi didn't look bad, but I think, I mean, I don't know, that series was so close, and you know, they notoriously
they
well
played
against
France
them.
closer, and they do well in finals against Saudi, so I think they would have been favorites in the final for sure.
But it was close. But I think it was still a good performance going into the regionals for them. But that's still a lot of pressure. We can talk about that later if you want, the situation they're in. But it was a good LAN. It was a pretty good LAN. I liked it.
It was great. Yeah, the bracket was. I was glad that we got to see the projected Saudi France final because it's actually been since FIFAe that was possible. Every time they end up on the same side of the bracket in RLCS last year and Esports World Cup as well, so they keep matching in semis. This time we got to see the USA France match up in the semi and Saudi in the final. But I do think that USA they threw against France in the semi, but they also threw the group. Like they were winning the group. They just had to beat was it Chile? I think they just had to beat Chile.
They tied with Chile, yeah. And then got 2-0'd by Saudi that same day?
Because Saudi dropped Saudi were ahead on goal difference because they beat USA, so they're ahead on goal difference. But then Saudi drew with Chile and they threw away the lead again. So all USA had to do is beat Chile, beat Brazil, and they would have topped the group guaranteed. But they drew with both of them. Drawing to Brazil, that's I think fair enough. That's a good Furia team, but yeah, they had already drawn to Chile going into the last round. I was like, oh, they've bottled this. And if they get that top seed of the group, they put France against Saudi in the semi, which is really good for them because I think Saudi have a better chance against France in the semi than in the final. Knock them out.
Yeah, but in the final is a not good. I don't like that.
He's not lost a grand final in LAN since his first grand final in LAN, which he lost.
It's so insane. Also, wow. I did want to say I saw a lot of comments in my chat saying that they hope Vatira and Zen never team up, but Juicy looked great. I thought Juicy against USA in particular, I think he was their lifeline. He
saved them, yeah.
He was. I mean, he had so many insane saves, and then even I think Neo Tokyo he scored all 3 goals or something. I don't know. He was going off. So he's been even at the kickoff. He's been stepping up. There were a lot of doubters. Our tier list is looking good. I wanted to bring that up to you guys after the kickoff.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
our tier list is back to looking good. I think. Maybe we were right.
People reacted to the first regional online, and they're like, "Oh no, we bottled this." But actually, apart from maybe NIP, I don't know. We had them. Where do we have NIP? B?
They need to be higher. I think that might have been B, or were they back of A?
If we put them at B, they do need to be A. But yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of other teams like Redacted, obviously, are way higher than anybody expected. I saw. Did you guys see the? I think Wavepunk was on First Touch, and they had some. They released their top 10s, current power ranking top 10s. There are some pretty dodgy picks in those, if I recall.
Can we pull it up?
We can pull it up. I can find it.
Wavepunk had Redacted at 5 and Shopify Rebellion at 6.
How does that make sense?
I don't know the logic on that one. I need to have that one explained a bit more thoroughly.
What is their Twitter? It doesn't even come up. First Touch.
First Touch.
Is there something else in there?
Can someone link me? I'll throw it up.
KC at top 1 is dodgy. I think it's fair to put KC or Twisted Minds number 1 right now. You can take your pick.
They're a smaller podcast, so it's kind of hard to find them.
It's hard to. Well, what are they called again? Second.
I actually can't find their Twitter though. It's not coming up.
First Touch RL.
First Touch Live.
The
First Touch.
I was joking, but there, First Touch RL. The search bar on
not good.
X,
useless.
It's so bad now.
Useless. It's terrible.
Oh, what is this? What is this? What is it?
Producer, bring up the. Can we bring up the tier list?
We're on it. We're loading. It's coming in hot. It's coming in any tick of the clock.
I thought the First Touch tier list is a little bit ropey. Redacted played really well, but I don't know how they're cracking a top 10 right now. They've had one event. You don't go from 17th at Worlds to top 10 with just one event. It's too much of a jump. But they're definitely one event away from. They do that again. I think you could put them in. I think
this is a post. This is a post.
This is after Kick-Off LAN, yeah.
List.
What are these?
I think putting them ahead of Vitality is absolute insanity. I don't know how you can justify that. Like Redacted, that is, or Furia. Like I don't see that.
What? I mean, yeah.
Redacted's pretty high. I don't. Yeah, I mean, then Redacted is the only odd one, I guess.
I also wanted your opinion on NRG, Garrett. Where do you think they should be?
Yeah, Garrett.
I took them down to
Garrett.
4th, but I took them down 4, but
dude, it's Christmas. You're Santa.
Sorry.
Don't I don't know, because it's like if I were to, I mean, am I power ranking the teams or like?
Oh yeah,
is it an accurate ranking?
Yeah, so like the way I describe it to people
you gotta
is
knock
like
them down
power
a lot.
rankings. Yeah, power rankings are not a prediction. They're like a ranking of like the recent performance, and then a lot of people are like, "Whoa, these power rankings are so recency biased." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a power ranking. That's what."
Yeah, weekly, monthly power rankings is what it is.
I mean, if I'm power ranking off of raw skill, I'm still having them top 3. But if I were making a personal list, you got to knock them down to the bottom of top 10. They got to re-earn it for me.
Yeah, really?
They got top 12. Okay. They lost to Gen G, who I don't think have looked good. Like they looked good in that match, but they didn't look good at the LAN. Really, they didn't look great. So they got to re-earn it. But I mean, if I'm power ranking like straight skill, just ranking the best teams in the world, like not relating to how they're doing currently, I would still have top 3. I mean, that was pretty, and that's pretty apparent from the FIFAe LAN. They look like they should have won, in my opinion. No bias. So
they were like clear, like there was a very clear top 3 at the LAN FIFAe, and it just happened
Beast Mode looked good.
Carbine Corp, 2/3
Beast Mode did look good,
and NRG.
Which I feel like Beast Mode was a big conversation last year, and he's looking good. So
he was.
I mean, if we want to talk about them, like what's upcoming for them, I want to say like I think they'll make it, no problem. But it's just also a lot of pressure. It's also a lot of pressure because it's just that Friday is just going to be big, and who knows
somebody
what
else
Mr.
choking
is gonna say.
So somebody else choking could screw NRG over. Like if another team bottles it and gets drafted by Big Bruno, then maybe NRG get a really tough opponent while winning their Swiss.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I am excited to watch it, though. I mean, this is the most excited I've been to watch a regional in a while, just because, there's a lot on the line regional too, because they don't get like a. I mean, what puts them in danger? Like even like a 3rd or 4th is just not good.
3rd is dangerous because NA just got the 4 spots. EU, of course, won the extra spot, which was interesting that just to touch on that quickly, like going into the event, I was kind of worried that, well, before NRG failed to qualify, I was kind of concerned that I'm thinking it could just be NRG winning and then like EU finishing 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Like all of the other teams are European, which would kind of point at EU deserving an additional spot. But the way that they structured it,
other way around,
the winner wins the spot, just the winner alone. But then it ended up being the other way. Like NA outperformed EU as a whole, and EU get the spot, which I think people are less annoyed about because over the last few years, that has been the deserved region, I guess, to get an extra spot. But the format was lucky, very lucky to come out that way. KC just hard carried EU.
Yeah, I'm just worried about that though, because now in NA it's like obviously Energy had a bad day, but Redacted's gonna be hard. They got confidence.
Yeah, they're good,
and they're good.
Mm-hmm.
They're out for blood.
Space Station look really good. Obviously, you don't think Space Station looks good?
Yeah. I still worry about the consistency. I think they've been peaking.
I think they're a scary team, though. I think they're a scary team. To run into. Last year it felt like there was no scare. Like there was only one. It was just ultimates, really, for the most part, that I was scared of. Now it's like there's a few, so that's a little worrying.
Yeah, they're in. NA's going to be good to watch. EU though, I don't know if they need an extra spot based on what I was seeing from that bottom echelon that we were witnessing. 5-6 from EU. Not like in Manchester City.
5-6. What was 5 for EU's Gentlemates currently because they ran into Vitality.
Oh, true. They went there.
Wrong side of the bracket.
The 5-6 they were at the event.
There was the 5-6. The event was Gentlemates and Man City. Sorry.
Who was?
I think they're both.
Novo? No.
Novo got top 4. I don't think they're going to be able to repeat that. Although
I'm talking, Novo, Man City. Yeah. Not about them.
I think Man City can be good. I think that team's got a lot.
That was ordinary at LAN.
They all grind the game. I mean, they were up 3-0 and then they just choked it, but
yeah, I'm not bullish on EU. I'm not bullish on EU right now.
Not bullish on EU.
I like Tempo and Edgeby, but yeah, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from the rest.
Good as well. That team's good. I think that they choked, but that's just mental. I think they are a very good team. I think Man City are going to be a good team this season, contending for every LAN.
Maybe online.
I think they're good.
Not contending at the LAN, contending to qualify.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think there's that many EU contenders for winning LAN at the moment.
Well, KC seem like they're in a league of their own, but I think it would be foolish to write off Vitality yet. Everybody's like,
what about Ninjas?
Vitality hate train. I think Ninjas are going to be a contender. Yeah, like Jory has made a LAN final last season. With like Oli made a LAN final last season. CRR looks really good on that team. They had one bad series against Redacted, but apart from that, they've had a great time. Like they looked really good. Almost beat KC.
They look good at FIFA E as well. I think they were kind of held back a little by MikeBoi. Love MikeBoi, but yeah, I think CRR's looking good, so they'll be tough to beat.
I think NIP will be a contender, and I think Vitality, I want to see another event from them. Because remember last season, like with Dignitas, Stizzy had a really bad event 1, and everybody was like, uh-oh, mistake signing Stizzy. And then event 2, he pops off, they make a LAN final, and he wins like Rookie of the Year. Or not Rookie of the Year, but like most Rising Star of the Year at the Baguette Awards. Like, you can't like judge Vitality Stizzy off of one event. You need to see another one.
It's not that I doubt Stizzy. I just don't like the team build. Like, Zen has to be
small.
The aggressor or something. Like, they just look so
small.
Flat. I don't know. They're small, too small. Okay, we're back to the physical build of the.
They are though. It's just too.
That was a bonus app. I think.
Yeah,
was that a bonus app? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we get weird over there. But
yeah, we talked about the physical. There seems to be an optimal build for Rocket League players. Like Zen, kind of like
Daniel.
He was the first guy to like popularize it, and then Daniel, obviously, similar build. Exotic, Stizzy, they're all very similar build. Naupo,
Naupo,
all
twins.
These guys, twins. I mean,
if you're not 5'5", you ain't alive in Rocket League. That's what it is. I think you need to be right there. There's Justin.
Yeah, me and CJ were held back by our 6'6". You know?
Yeah, 6'6".
Hands are just
6'7". Just looking nice, aren't we? But not good at Rocket League.
It takes longer for the brain signals to reach the controller.
How many do we need?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many just tiny Rocket League players that are goats. I think there's something about brain to hand distance for Rocket League.
I think so.
I think you're right about that. I think it's
CS
really
Donk.
We should talk
he's
about
kind of nice, and he's like 4 foot. There's something about it. Yeah, maybe not Oski. He's
Oski, the short guy.
Cuxer was the original.
Vatira's kind of small. You know, the Vati go.
Cuxer? No,
Atomic?
Vatira's not that small. He's kind of like, he
he's a little bit
like muscle.
Yeah, but he's like height-wise, he's not very tall.
But yeah, Cuxer was the original. He kind of like set the framework for this, and everybody else has just been like trying to follow.
Yeah, so anyway, but Vitality, other than being just 3, small, like evenly, you could place a bench top across the 3 of them, and it'd just be completely flat. You could have your Christmas lunch on top of the 3 of them because they're just all perfectly at the same height. I'm not seeing the same chemistry on the pitch, and I think I agree with some of the funny memes going around of Zen having to go back to Vitality after winning with France. Not being too excited about, when he's, mum said he's, we've got a good team at home and it's Exotic and Stizzy. Just not quite.
Give him
quite
one
up
more
to the
event.
Vatira.
I think Stizzy's a really good player, and I think he can improve. And I'm not judging Vitality yet off of one event. I'm not saying that they're like top 5 in the world, but I still think it would be foolish not to think they're a contender.
Yeah, I just don't like the play style. That's it. I don't like when Zen has to be the most aggressive player on the team. That's my only thing. That's how he was last year, and I think it's.
I still think Exotic doesn't do anything on the ball. I need to see him.
He actually looked good, didn't he, at Copenhagen? I thought Exotic looked like some of his best mechanical Rocket League, but they just kind of like didn't show up against SSG.
It looked that way for me. It looked that way against Gen G, but Gen G also were just like not going for the ball. So that helped, I think. But I don't know. I don't want to write them off. I just don't think they're gonna take down. I just don't see them beating K-Corp or beating Energy at LAN or
they don't
even
need
beating
to beat
Space Station.
K-Corp though. They can just like let someone else, like let one of the MENA teams beat K-Corp. Like I'm just saying, like it's not crazy to imagine like a bracket where Vitality get out of like the group stage in a decent matchup. They beat one of the other teams that's just a general, just average top 8 team, but not winning the event. And then if they can just like have KC get eliminated by someone, or maybe one of the MENA teams, while on the other side of the bracket, Vitality's playing NRG again, then Zen's gonna love that. Exotic's gonna love that. They can win that, and then they play a MENA team in the final. It's winnable. It's winnable.
Yeah.
The scary thing for me,
it's doable.
You just need the right bracket. You can't have KC at any moment, or else you're losing if you're Vitality.
And the scary thing for me about KC is looking at the FIFAe event. Obviously, Vati, Juicy, coming of age for him. But I nearly want to say that Atto was the best looking player at the event. My goodness, was he putting Belgium on his back. He was unbelievable. So it's scary that he's coming back in.
I was saying, when I was watching, I was saying this team is better with Atto than Zen, I think.
Oh, for sure they are, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree with that. I think K-Corp is going to be like. I think the question mark was Juicy, and he's looking like
he was the best player in the lobby against USA. He was the sixth man coming in. It's crazy.
I think Juicy's a Falcons fan. He loves the organization. He loves Falcons. They just blessed him. I mean, he always had the capability, but you know what I mean. Like this was an awesome offseason for him. Like this guy's probably living. Yeah. He's feeling it right now. So it's a scary team.
You're saying that because Falcons took Drally opening the spot up for him.
Yeah.
I think it's nice though. It was fitting that France won FIFA E. I think I mentioned it on the post show at the event. Saudi. France have been the most dominant nation. Let's face it. Obviously USA have been there for a while because they've always had a spot. But France winning, Saudi. You could argue that USA over Saudi historically probably deserve a FIFA E World Cup for the best country, best nation, but maybe next year, Garrett. They're the big three.
Well, they did also send like the C or D team like the previous year, so
they maybe could have won it last year.
Basically doesn't count. Like they've had
That's
1 year.
That's a good sign for NA. It's a good sign for NA. Yeah, I mean, look at how our top 12 seed does. Imagine. No, I'm just kidding. I will say though, I was sad for TRK because.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was he was sad. I don't want to talk about how he was crying and stuff, but for me, I feel like it wasn't about the loss, like not winning the tournament. I was wondering if that was in his head, like this is the last time he's gonna play with them potentially.
Yeah,
definitely.
And it looks like to me like they had the best vibes at LAN, and it being an org decision makes me think that even stronger.
They're such a cool.
They just were a trio.
They're a cool trio too.
Oh, like the play style they played with is so fun to watch.
And just the personality.
They're up 3-0 and they're like, let's keep attacking.
Yeah. So
let's keep going. Let's go get forth.
They were vibing.
I'm personally sad not to see that team anymore. Like, I loved those three together. I don't know. They were easy to root for. Now I feel like the Falcons are a little more villainish to me.
Kind of felt like until now, Rocket League was kind of that fun. You're playing with your mates, you're playing with the team, and now for the first time, it's like the execs are stepping in, and now it's not about just playing with your boys. It's like who cares because ownership have come in and gone. We're having this guy, you're playing with this guy, and they're like, oh,
yeah.
We haven't really had that before. It's kind of been the players with all the say. So kind of legitimizing the sport, but at what cost? At what cost? Because they're so cool. Talking to the twins, even before the grand final, they were vibing, and they have great English as well. I was talking to Rawas, talking to Clears. They were vibing. Talking to them, just like hanging out. They were saying, yeah, looking forward to playing.
Rawas told me that USA wins against France 4-2. So that was at 1-1.
They should have.
He was
confident. He was right.
Yeah, he almost.
What happened in that game 6? Cap, talk to me. What happened there? They're up.
I mean, Sathu's taking the blame for the kickoff.
Sathu took the blame. He took the blame.
Well, they were already up a goal though, weren't they? Or down a goal until he called the kickoff.
Yeah, they were up a goal. He took the blame.
Goal.
Oh, they called the kickoff. Yeah.
They did cheater goes. They had the double diagonal kickoff. They had atomic go, who was a cheater, and I almost said why did I almost say Vitality? France called a fake, and it happened to be where the cheaters hit it straight into the fake. So Zen popped it up. It was just like I understand why Sathy's blaming himself, but it was just also a little unfortunate. I mean, I feel like kickoffs are kind of like that because you're guessing what the other team's gonna do. That easily could have won them the game if Atomic happened to pop the ball up in the air. It would have been over. There was just no way. So
that's one kickoff. I guess like Sathy might be taking the blame because it's a kickoff strat that France are going to be very familiar with. I think KC have done that much more than NRG have. So that's something that they've played. They've done that strat and they've probably played against it more. So maybe that's the angle he's going for. It's like, why would we put them in a position they know better than us? But also you can see when a team double half flips, okay, you know what they're doing. There's no like waiting till they hit the ball to see what their plan was. You just know immediately. So it does give them a chance to come up with a counter. And they might not have even called the fake. I've not heard comms or anything. They might have just like seen the double. They might have seen the double diagonal and then just instinctively been like, oh, faking. They can do that on the fly because they've seen that strat so much. But I think even considering all that, I still don't think like it was necessarily a bad strat to call. I think it was fine. I don't think so either.
I would be
let them down. It was like Atomic. He had the ball dead center. He probably wants to not do that. Probably wants to hit the ball on the side a little bit more. And then Daniel and Beast Mode, they weren't on the same page. Daniel he forced the challenge high, which is fine. But Beast Mode didn't stay backward. He hopped down. Yeah, he hopped down because he thought Daniel was just dusting.
Double misplay.
Daniel jumped first, and he thought, oh, Daniel's beating him. I'll go down. But Daniel actually, even though he could just maybe beat Zen to the ball, he didn't want to 50 it. He just wanted to force Zen to hit it high to the backboard where he thought Beast Mode was. But yeah, Beast Mode left.
I missed it live. I was we were up on the desk watching the studio, and then USA were up a goal with 10 seconds left. I was like, oh, I better run down to do the losing review. So I was like going down backstage down the stairs, and then I just heard and I was like, there's no way. Obviously watch a replay, and then they ended up going game 7 and lost. So
and they were up a goal in game 7 too.
They're up a goal in game 7 as well.
I was feeling good then too, but I mean they look good. I do think it was a little unfortunate.
Oops.
There's a lot of skill kickoffs, but then like there's, I don't know, but
it happens. Like at the same time, they could have played a standard kickoff and lost a kickoff goal to something else. But yeah, I don't know what the reason was for Sathy taking the blame, but like I said, the only way
to take it off the players.
I like that he said it. Yeah, I like that he said it, but the only way that I would agree is if he regrets putting them in a position where the opponents are more familiar with the strategy you're using than you are. Because that's one of the advantages of the double half flip is if you've done it a lot and the other team hasn't, or if you've seen it a lot and the other team hasn't, you just naturally know what to do when the ball goes in certain directions and other people don't.
Do you think he overcooked them? The boys weren't ready for it. Just play normally.
He might have because they don't really do that many kickoff strats in general. So maybe he
do they do that one? I don't think they even do that one, do they? I've not seen it.
Normally, they really don't do that many kickoffs.
I can't remember many kickoff strats.
Maybe afterwards he was like, I should have just let them do the default because they really don't get kickoff called on that much either, even though they're not really creative with it. So
sometimes it can be like a comfort thing.
It was a great series though. It was insane.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have coaches calling your kickoff strats when you were pros?
No.
We didn't have kickoff strats.
It was mainly.
That was cringe.
It was us. It was the players.
Oh yeah, kickoff strats were cringe, of course.
No, but people weren't really doing them yet either, though.
You think LBP's calling kickoff strats? No, he's letting the boys cook. He's letting the ninjas cook now. He's letting Jorge do what he wants. He's not calling nothing.
But yeah, you should call fake, right? That would be the one kickoff strat, fake.
We had a fake every now and then. Or like I remember the only thing I'd ever change up is like I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna shoot the ball in net because I think they're gonna fake. And that worked a couple times where I just scored. But it would be very obvious situations like you're down by 2.
It's like, oh, we're all in the middle. We all spawn in the middle. Let's fake.
Yeah, or we would do like troll ones, like double fake. Like we both go for the ball.
Relax, Johnny. It's not like we played in 2004. All right, we still did some nice. we had some nice strats in there. We had some nice strats. You're always calling something on the kickoff. You know, where you're trying to push it. You know, if you're trying to go back corners,
back left.
Yeah, you're trying to push left, push right. You know, slow cheat, stuff like that.
We had a opposite call. That was it, really. Like, you know, you're not doing the standard back right. You're doing the opposite. That was it. So.
Yeah, but either way, maybe they overcooked. What was clear though throughout the event at FIFAe was, there was talk coming into it, how much does this land mean? What does it weigh, compared to majors, compared to RLCS? And I think we saw amongst all the teams, all the nations, that it means a lot winning the FIFAe World Cup, because we saw the tiers. Obviously, TRK had a bit of a different situation, but even talking to USA after that semi-final, Beast Mode was saying, they wanted it. This was huge for them. And they're obviously flat. They want to come back next year and win it. And seeing how much it meant to the French as well. They were honestly, you couldn't have told if that was an RLCS World Champs final or a FIFAe final, because they were the emotion was the same. So it was good to see.
I don't think I can't say going into last year that I thought that FIFAe was going to be this important. I thought going into last year, the first one, that it was probably going to be, more important than a regional, but more like, just a Gamers 8, where it's like, okay, cool, this is a nice little like gimmick, crew battle, really cool, entertaining, but it doesn't really move the needle on like greatest 3v3 players of all time. But after seeing the first one, I was like, oh mate, this is a way different level than I expected. This is actually like, it feels so important. It feels like just seeing hearing the national anthem, seeing all the flags, and seeing the emotions of the players, the Raise Bull accidental Renaissance photo after they won against the USA, and every Spanish and Portuguese speaking player in the venue just like crowded around him. Yeah, that like moments like that, I'm like, okay, this is special. So I think it ranks pretty highly. Not as high as a major, but I think it's pretty important.
Yeah, it's nice to see. Well, it kind of discussion with the GOAT talk as well. Are we still on board with Vatira now? He's won another LAN. Still no Worlds though. Do you need a Worlds, or do we have more events like this, FIFAe, and other big LANs, EWC, whatever it is, where they can just add up and it's more of a circuit? Because I still think he needs a Worlds win.
He could never be the GOAT if he doesn't win a Worlds. You think that's just like a requirement? What if he were to 100%. Win 100 majors, and then like
I think there'd always be
GOAT with 2 Worlds?
There'd always be a but at the end of his career. You know what I mean? There'd always be.
Like at some point, I really do think that at some point
he needs a Worlds win. He needs a Worlds win.
I think you've got to win Worlds.
It's like Chovy. Imagine if Faker never won Worlds, but he's just winning Worlds.
But
that's the only one that matters.
6 Worlds. It's a bit different.
No, but it's like Chovy's kind of the Vatira of League, which is just completely different discussion. But I just feel like you need to win a Worlds. Like I just think that's the one.
Obviously, you can win 100 majors and then that's something else. But like if you don't win, it's like the same thing in sports. Like if you never won, it's like a but. Like it's it's an asterisk on the.
I hear a lot more with best. It is very important. I think the Worlds is by far the most important event. But see, like in sports, it only really seems to matter to people when it's the actual greatest player. It seems like everybody's got a extra requirement to be the GOAT. It has to be like the winningest of the highest title. But in some sports, it's not like that. Sometimes you just have somebody who's from like a weaker nation and they're never going to win the top prize, but they're the GOAT because they're just so much better than everybody else. And I remember, like, if anybody followed tennis, Andy Murray used to run into this problem with the Scottish tennis player because he'd never won a Grand Slam, but he was so clearly better than everybody else. He just happened to play in the same era as the 3 GOATs, Nadal, Djokovic, and Federer.
That's why he's 4.
Murray hadn't won. People weren't even ready to put him forwards, is the point I was going to make. Like, I thought it was really obvious he was the 4th best player. He was in a league of his own, not as good as those guys, but way better than everybody else. But a lot of the discourse was going around about him, like, well, he's never won a Grand Slam, so maybe we should rank this guy and this guy and this guy over him. They've all won 1 Grand Slam each. It's like, well, no, because he's won so many other events that are all very prestigious and have all the best players playing in them. That's kind of what's happening with Vatira right now. He hasn't won Worlds. He's come 3rd at Worlds 3 years in a row. But it obviously isn't first. It's not second.
Which puts him up there for me, but it's still that he's not in the door's not open for him to the top, to the tippity
I can't
top.
put him number 1.
I can't let him in the room.
There.
Well, I can't put him number 1 because Monkey Moon's way ahead, and I think Kid up as well. Like, I think they too, for me, have the lead.
He wins another 2 majors though. He's still not in there.
For me either. I think it's important to hold the championship to like that level of importance to me.
I think that's really arbitrary though, because like I think if I were to ask any of you guys who is greater, Redosin or Vatira, the answer would be Vatira across the board. Because
but we're talking about the like top three. You know, it's not just all worlds.
My point is that this is like really arbitrary. That for the top three, the rules change. I don't think the rules should change. I think if like Vatira is better than Redosin, who's won Worlds, then he could be better than Monkeyman, who's won 2 Worlds. It's just like the numbers have to make sense. Like he'd have to win an absurd amount of other events. But I think there is a point where, for me, I would say, okay, he's just the GOAT. Like I don't care if he hasn't won Worlds. If he's come second at Worlds another time, third another time, and he's won another 4 majors, another Esports World Cup, and Monkeyman hasn't done anything else. I'm like, no, Vatira's the GOAT, bro. Like,
but the problem, that comparison doesn't make any sense to me because all the people that he would be surpassing have won multiple Worlds.
Yeah, but like, his other events are just like so much more in this hypothetical. I don't know where the line is because we're not there yet. I don't know how many more events Monkeyman's going to win. He's probably going to keep raising the bar and put himself further ahead, but I think at some point, like he would win enough that you'd have to rank him over Monkeyman if he just won enough.
It'd have to be an insane. I don't even know what. It'd have to be an insane amount to pass Monkey. It'd have to be like a crazy amount because the context matters of the tournament. That's like the majors are never going to be as important for that because it's not the end of the season. Worlds is different because it's the end. It's the last chance that season. Like,
everyone's peaking. Everyone's priming.
It's the majors. I think like players want to win them, but the biggest benefit
they're qualifiers
is it helps you qualify to Worlds. Like that's not
a standalone event.
I think it shouldn't be viewed on the same level because it also devalues Worlds for me.
Worlds should be like
no,
not the same.
I know, but like I feel like it would always be. There's no way I could even ever rank him over Turbo if he never wins Worlds for me because Turbo won 4 Worlds. I don't know. It's just for me. It's
which is the pinnacle. The pinnacle. He's like majors are great, but I just put Worlds so much higher. It's just on such a different pedestal than a major. He asked Monkeyman agrees.
If you're talking about why what players care about, like then Esports World Cup should be like ranked over majors.
No, but that's like I feel like that's more a money thing than a
No, not money.
prestige.
It's also like the like they get some crazy like bonuses for winning that tournament. They like what you get for winning Esports World Cup is just insane. They just get so many different like what is it called, like diamond and platinum memberships and like unlimited invitations to so many events. Like the things you get for that are definitely enough to make players care more about it.
That's
and
just
the money, the money as well.
I think,
but I just want to say there's
money.
more than the actual like money compensation. They get like so many different things.
But you get like free
for winning
things,
Esports
like
World Cup.
money-based things. So it is just money.
Yeah,
but it's not prestige.
Oh, I mean, it's other compensation, but I have to bring it up because I don't think a lot of people know this. Like a lot of the scene thinks it's just the dollar amount on the prize pool, but it's not. There's actually a lot more behind the scenes. That's why, like, yeah, if you ask players who've won an Esports World Cup and a major, which one are they happier about? It would be Esports World Cup, and yet here we are ranking majors higher. And
this is a Rocket League
money.
list. This isn't like a general event, like personal interest list. It's just based on the Rocket League GOAT, which doesn't matter about players caring more about money. But
that's what you said. You said players care more about Worlds. That's why I brought this up.
No,
like,
it's just in terms of Rocket League, everyone is peaking at like that's the pinnacle of Rocket League. So you need to win the pinnacle of Rocket League at the end of the year or the end of the season, because all the other things are just other events along the way. You know, majors are just
so there's no amount of events that would enable someone to pass a turbo for you. I think
not turbo. No, don't count 4 Worlds. 4 Worlds.
You know what would make it? I think that would actually make it worse in a way if you've won 100 majors and still lost Worlds every year somehow, even though you're winning majors every year. I think that actually make it worse in a way.
Because it's like Nico. It's like it's a massive. It's an even bigger question mark. It's like why hasn't he won Worlds?
Lowers him on the list because he just can't do it at the final thing.
I definitely disagree with that. I don't think it would lower someone.
I think it absolutely would because the whole narrative, you would never say, oh, Vatira's the greatest player in the world because he's won 100 majors. And then they'd be like, what do you mean he's just won majors?
Any Worlds?
Won Worlds? Like, no, actually he won quadruple 20 times more than the second most high win, but he can't win World. Like there'd always be a but at the end. Like that's
there would be. But I mean, I'm just saying, like for me though, I think there would be a point where I'm like, okay, this is just outrageous. This is the best player of all time.
But there's still the question mark, though.
Worlds.
There's no question mark on,
really,
say,
for me,
Turbo.
For me, there wouldn't be. I would be like, nah, this is like so unbelievably like more winning than the next best player. Like he's won.
But it's not a complete career. You'd agree with that. Even
it's not. He's not won Worlds, so he couldn't be. I don't know, the Worlds GOAT, I guess. But like, if we were just talking Rocket League, I think if he'd won 100 LANs or something absurd, I'd say he's probably better than Turbo.
Like the problem is right now is that if someone told me, "Oh, Vatira just chokes Worlds," I would say that's a ridiculous statement. It's like he's only played in 3 or 4. Like it is what it is. But if he played enough seasons to win 100 majors and still hasn't won Worlds, then I'd be like, yeah, he just can't. He just chokes at Worlds. Like that's why it would devalue his. I wouldn't be able to put him over someone who's won. Been to 7 Worlds finals.
He'd be up there.
3 of them, or he'd be up there.
He's not in the room.
I'd be like, I gotta put him up there, but. Yeah, I don't know. That would devalue.
He hits a point where it's like now he needs where's the what? That question mark leaves him off the top of the GOAT list.
What if he won 1 million majors?
This is my point.
But that's an even bigger question mark. It's like, why the hell is he not winning a world championship? Like, what is he doing at the start of the season that he's not doing at the end of the season?
This guy's hacking, but his hacks are disabled at Worlds or something. Like, no, but I understand what you're saying. I get it. I get it.
I think there's a point where like the other wins become so overwhelming that you're like, okay, fair enough, you're the GOAT. But we're not there yet.
I'm nearly the other way. It's like the more he wins that's not Worlds, the more of a question mark I have on why he's not winning Worlds. It nearly gets worse for him.
I was going to say, forgive me because like my basketball knowledge isn't good, but I'm pretty sure like when people compare LeBron to Jordan, they're like, oh, Jordan didn't lose however many NBA finals like LeBron did, even though he's been eliminated earlier in the playoffs. It's like a problem. It's I don't know. I think that's important. The championship,
like the win percentage.
I mean, he has a great win percentage in finals. Yeah,
and if you're treating majors as like qualifiers, the more majors he wins without Worlds, it's like he did more like 50% completed missions, whereas he nearly did it on so many seasons, which is just worse, I think, than like completing the run.
I get what you're saying. At a certain point, if he's quadruple number 2 in earnings and he's winning everything, and obviously at 100 major wins I might put him number 1, but I would also be
50
like,
and he's still gaming against the Zoomers or whatever that the generation is going to be called by that time, and he's still just up there. I think there's just other factors than winning Worlds. Where winning Worlds is a big part of it, but I don't think it's the only thing. And for like
I would second guess it though. It wouldn't be guaranteed. Yeah. But I think he wouldn't even put him. I think someone said in chat, I don't even think he put himself number 1 ever until he won. Because that's the thing too, is that it's a mental thing too. It's like he wants to win Worlds. Everyone wants to win Worlds.
Number 1. Well, mentally,
he'd love to win a major.
But I mean, he'd probably never put himself number 1 until he wins Worlds, because that's like a motivation thing. And like it's human nature. You want what you don't have. So I'm sure.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. If in the old format we still had online, obviously it's a little different because majors are still LANs, but if I had won every single online regional championship for 30 years straight, but got top 8 at Worlds, would I still be top 3 on the GOAT list? In my head, I think no. And that's how I view it, even though majors are LANs. It's like,
you're a fraud. Where's the Worlds?
I'm a fraud, in a way.
Well, if the regionals were LANs, maybe. I mean, I think LANs are really important. Like regionals, for me, don't really move the needle too much. They're something. It's like a good tiebreaker if all else is even. But if there was there were other LANs back there like DreamHacks and stuff like that. If somebody just won every single DreamHack, WSOE, X Games, both E-Leagues, and didn't ever bombed out Worlds last place, they wouldn't be as good as the guys who are winning events and also winning Worlds, but you'd still have to rank them pretty highly if somebody just won every other LAN.
Yeah.
It just feels
at
like
some point in the future there will probably be other. I mean, I like to think that there's going to be other Rock League LANs as well as RLCS and the ones we have right now. Hopefully there will be more opportunities for people to win things. But I'm sure you're absolutely right. Like Vatira would want I'm sure he'd want Worlds. But then I'm sure at the end of a career, if Vatira's got 2 million in prize money and even more from org salaries, etc. There will be some former world champion from back in the day. I would gladly trade my world champ for having a few mil in the bank.
But it's not. That doesn't change the GOAT list though. In terms of Rocket League, I feel like if you win both majors but don't win Worlds, the Worlds winner is the person that puts a full stop on the season. So it doesn't matter what happens leading up. They're the person that gets to finish that book, and that's the only thing you remember is the ending. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to look back and be like, oh, 2023 was when Vatira won 2 things, I'm going to be like 2023 Worlds, who won that? You know,
I disagree though. I totally disagree, and I don't think that I'm ever gonna forget some of like Vatira's LAN wins, like the majors and the drama surrounding them. FIFAe that just happened. I totally disagree with that statement that nobody remembers. Maybe in like sports, that
it's
you
not that
follow
nobody
casually,
remembers.
but
It's
I do
just
not
like
follow
that's
this casually.
It's just like that.
Well, that's what you said. You said, CJ, nobody remembers.
Well,
That's
well,
what
no,
you said.
I'm going to say like in 10, you know, like just looking back on who won, like so season. I couldn't tell you who won season 3 league play or like season 3, you know, some events there, but I could tell you like the world championship. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't. It's just.
League plays a bit harder. That's like more niche, but.
But just, I mean, just looking back, it's just for me, it's just worlds. Like, do you think Faker cares? Oh, went on trophy, go win all your little regional events. I've won worlds again. Like that's the one that everyone, like that's the end of it. That's when everyone's
Faker's a totally different level. He's the GOAT of esports, so like there's nothing touching him. But there's probably another example of like someone. What did Simple do? He was like dominating CS before he won a major, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he still needed to win that. And then he got the major.
Nico is a perfect example because he's won so many lands, but he can't win a major.
He can't win a major,
and it taunts his ranking for sure. But I was gonna say, I know what CJ's saying because when I try to remember who won a major, I also immediately like, oh, who won worlds that year? And then I go, and then that's where the end of my thought is like also who won world. Like I don't know. I get
good call from John. Like 2024 BDS, like they did nothing and they just won worlds. And I was thinking of BDS that year. I think of JarreG, I think of Monkey Moon. You know, it's like they just.
You don't think NRG? I think NRG were probably team of the year that year. BDS did win 2 lands. It's close. NRG were definitely.
No, I just think of BDS.
Year.
I just think of
more
Monkey
than
Moon.
This year. Like I think that's a good point or a good one to think about actually is NRG last year versus this year. Well, last season 2024 for NRG was that a better year or a worse year than this year 2025?
Worse.
Wait, I forgot which order I put it in. So you think 2024 was worse?
Absolutely.
Than 2025. I think that 2024 the year was better for NRG than this year. I think this year they were the better team for like a month. They were the best team in the world for a month last year.
Yeah. I'm not talking about that though.
Much more of a good year.
I'm not talking about if they were a better team compared to the rest of the world. I'm talking about in terms of accolades. I'd absolutely pick 2025 over 2024 every day. I'm not talking about how long were they better.
I think last year was better.
I'm not talking about. Yeah, but you immediately said after how long were they better than the rest of the teams in the world. That's not what I was saying.
That's just to try and illustrate my like thought process. Like I'll remember their year last year more than I'll remember their year this year. However, this is obviously they won worlds this year, but their season last season was probably more like historically relevant, like the calendar year that they put together.
Really, I'm absolutely going to remember them going into France and winning worlds more than making every final for a year and then choking like at the end. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think I would take this year over. I think they would take this year. I would if I had to. I know
they would take this year
and get absolutely
smacked all year, but you got worlds.
It's like Optic and COD last year. They went 0-18 online, worst record of all time, won worlds at the end of the year. And one of the players was like, I'll start 0-18 every year. I don't care. If you win champs.
Wait, sorry, say that again. 0-18. Is that really what happened?
They did not win a single game for months. And then they won worlds at the end.
But that's the one. That's the payoff. You know, it's like I'll go through the ringer again if it means winning the pinnacle.
And how's that energy biased? We're talking about energy both years.
Yeah,
or I guess they were on G2. I don't care about that.
Oh,
I'm with you, Garrett. I think it's just a fundamental difference between. I know that Johnny, yours kind of like adding up. A major isn't worth as much as worlds, but enough stacks on top of each other to beat a worlds. But I think me and Garrett are on a different. I don't think we can.
I will say too. I do think this is like, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. This is a player versus not playing perspective too, maybe, because for me it was like it didn't matter what I did, we always lost at the end. You know what I mean? Like it didn't matter. I don't know. Like maybe that changes your perspective as well, because I feel like even when you win a major, in your head you're like, okay, I'm not done yet. Like that helps, but like I don't know. It's like a process, but the thing is, the lists are all opinions. So like, I get your perspective on it too. Like,
it's very it's super. Yeah, we're all super. It's a super subjective topic, so I get your perspective as well. I think it's going to be interesting over the years because I don't think I like to think Monkey Man's not going anywhere for a while. I think he's still going to be top tier. He looks to be pretty top tier. I think Atomic's not going anywhere. Vatira's not going anywhere. Like the story is going to continue, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see how it develops, because there probably will become a time where someone racks up, like it could be Vatira or someone else who just racks up so many, like an insane trophy cabinet without winning worlds, and I'll be curious to see where people put them. Over the years.
That is an interesting question though, because so many people, I think if you're from the perspective of a player, they won G2 won one tournament, but they also got the worst feeling experience 3 times getting second. Second sucks. Second sucks bad. I think that I've always when you make the final and then you lose, and they did it in every tournament that they lost, because they were in every final. It's not a good experience. So, I mean, I think that's interesting. That is a cool question, though, because I would absolutely pick the happy ending with the struggle compared to, getting a win midway through and then having
also,
a
like,
terrible ending.
As a player, if you win a major, it's like nice, but you're still in season. Whereas like Worlds, you have the
points.
You have the payoff. Like you won Worlds, Garrett. It's like it's party time, baby. Because then it's like straight. It's off season. Like, end of it. Like you've capped it off. You're not still like having to get up the next day and practice. Obviously, you will, for the next season. But it's like that's the end. It's like we've done it. That's it. The season's been wrapped up, and that's it. Rather than like you win a major, it's like that's awesome, but you're just getting more points. Like it's cool. You get a trophy, you lift it up, but you still have to come into work the next day because the season's still going.
Of course, I mean, like I said, like when players, especially when they're active, totally different like perspective is necessary to stay focused on the job, which is winning. You can't like let yourself get complacent because you won one event. There's another event coming, and like you said, it could be Worlds, which is more important. But like that's why this isn't really. I don't think like players should think about it the same way as the fans and the like podcasters, casters. Like the stats and the GOAT convo is not like that's for other people can like waffle about that. I don't think players in sports and athletes like to talk about it. It's very rare where I've heard like an athlete just be like, "Oh yeah, here's my GOAT list." It's usually just like the athletes who are in the GOAT convo are like, "I prefer like other people talk about that. I don't think about it," because
I think
they probably have like a very different metric.
Also, they have like decades too. Like Rocket League is becoming like that when we're trying to compare.
Looking back in the glory days, the pre-open post. But I just think like my top 3, top 4, whatever it is, there's 0 question marks on them. They tick 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 on the big ones. So I can't let Vatira in there because he's gonna have a question mark.
What about 5? Can we get Vatira at 5?
You could probably nearly get Vatira at 5.
Who's your 4?
I think Atomic goes into 4 because he's got the worlds.
So where's Drali? Turbo Monkey.
Well, where's Drali? That's a great question.
Is Drali over Vatira?
Yeah, I think
for me.
Yeah, I think Drali's at 5. I can get Vatira maybe at 6. But God, then he's still got some other people in there.
But see, that's pretty good though. Like if Vatira's at 6, and then he like keeps winning.
Yeah, I'm
like,
saying he's not in the room.
Wins are gonna accumulate. Like if he's at 6, and he wins like another 6 LANs, which he's capable of, honestly.
And there's Panda. There's Panda
as well.
Yeah, Panda's an interesting one. He's like a player in the GOAT convo that gets a very wide range. Some people I see. I think Gibbs made his GOAT list recently. He put Panda at 4. And then he had like Panda, I think in some of our lists was as low as like 14, 15. It depends like how much people value like the title and like who else is on your team. Like if Belgium win a FIFA E, Atto has to get more credit for that than if like France or Saudi win FIFA E, in my opinion.
Oh, I agree. Oh yeah, 100%.
That could be another interesting part. Is like if there's more national tournaments and somebody like it goes in a generational carry to help a like lower level nation win. How do you score that? How do you rank that one in a GOAT combo?
I just hope Vatira wins a world, so we don't have this question mark, because obviously he's been one of the best players we've seen, and you'd probably after FIFA E, he's probably just the best player of 2025.
Was he for you? I think for me, I'd say he was. Yeah, I think Vatira. Yeah,
FIFA
at
E
the Baguette Awards, Drali won the Player of the Year, the International Player of the Year, and then Vatira won the French Player of the Year, the Francophone Player of the Year. I mean, over Drali. So I guess both of those votes must have been pretty close between the two of them. The other nominees were Kaliers and Daniel. I think for me, it was Vatira.
It was what they won Major 1, Falcons Major 2, Energy. I mean, yeah. I think if
KC
US
again.
won, if US won, I would have had Dan. I think. Is that fair?
Oh yeah. For Baguette Awards, I should mention they told us not to count FIFA in the votes. The votes were ongoing as the event was happening, so the FIFA didn't count. But if FIFA did count, I think it's definitely Vatira. Yeah, USA winning FIFA yeah, you could say Daniel. That'd be a pretty historic season.
It's such a good, like, the list thing is so funny because, like, no one's wrong. It's just, but people are so mad about it, and I get, and like, I don't know.
No one changes their thought process.
No one ever changes.
I didn't. People are saying it's rage bait. I'm like, I swear on my mum, I'm not rage bait.
On me mum.
Just I thought I was making a list here. You know, the Vatira one when I ran the numbers, ran the supercomputer numbers, and I saw him coming out of 3. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna change anything. I'll put this out.
Your method is so funny though. It's just running it off the.
Yeah, I just ran the numbers like, and Vatira was up there. It's like, well, okay. I thought he was gonna be 5. I thought it was gonna be Turbo Atomic Vatira, but it ended up being Vatira Atomic Turbo. I'll just post it, see what people say. Because I didn't like make any switches. I didn't like leapfrog anybody because I didn't like it the way it looked. I just went pure numbers based. It's kind of what Gibbs did, but he had a different numbers system.
Gibbs loves numbers.
But you see, like the Twins, though, I was really surprised. I did not think anybody would be mad about me putting the Twins in the top 25. Everybody was pretty mad about that in the comments as well. Nobody else put them in.
It's your view on Worlds winning. That's why. I think other people, like, if you're cutting out world champions, it's that.
Garrett, I kind of did not a gotcha, but I did like ask the guys after that, like where would they rank Daniel and Beast Mode before Leon? Would they be top 25? And everybody said yeah, somewhere like the 15 to 20 range. Now they're like in or out of top 10. But if you compare like the Leon, Daniel, and Beast Mode accomplishments to current Roas and Clears, it's very similar. Like it's almost scary how similar they are. They both have like a world second place. They both have a major win. They both have a major second place. They both dominated their regions. Like it's insane. And then of course you have the FIFA win for the Twins as well. So they're like they're literally just one season behind Daniel and Beast Mode. And
maybe I'm close-minded because I don't even know where I'd have them before the Worlds win. Because what they
Daniel
won,
Beast Mode, that is.
Yeah. I think because I played like, and in my head, Worlds was the only thing that mattered. It was like my list was basically just Worlds winners, but that's not a good list. I understand that it's a bad list in some ways, but I don't even know where I would have had them because after the Worlds win, I have them above me and Justin. I have all 3 of them.
I ran it through the numbers, and you and Justin were marginally ahead, but you better hope they don't win anything else. I'll tell you, it was pretty close.
I'm not upset about. I expect in 5 years for me to be. I get it. I'm not. I don't have an ego with the list, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just have a bad criteria.
I don't think so.
But
I think
it's
just
going off past experiences as well, like how I felt winning.
Yeah.
Something compared to something else. I don't know.
It's fine. I think it's all subjective, so you can have a different criteria. It's interesting. It would be boring if we all went live and agreed, like with the GOAT list.
That is
true. 25.
Yeah. Not to kind of just round out FIFA we did get into the GOAT debate for a little bit, but do you think people coming in saying like there's a massive advantage for the nations that had their entire had full teams playing as a nation? Obviously France won, not being a full team. You could argue that Saudi was a full team, but obviously they're not anymore. Is it that much of an advantage? Because Archie was big on this. Like, there's no way we should be doing well. Like, these guys are frauds if you're not winning with your full team. Is it that much of an advantage, though, playing with your full team? Or is there a little bit of the honeymoon pressure off, we're just vibing, different event vibes? Because I feel like there's an advantage. There's an advantage to both sides, you know what I mean? I don't think it's... At that level, with the quality of players you have, I think there's something in just the honeymoon, not having actual pressure on you because you're not a full team coming in.
That's what I would lean towards. Is the honeymoon? I was about to say, people love people always rate up the honeymoon thing.
I think it depends on the team because I think France would definitely do better if they had Atto instead of Zen, and it's because they have the Vatira Atto like 3-year synergy, but also like Zen is one of their regional rivals, so they're probably not trying to like, tell him everything. Like when they get him into like the 2/3 KC and also Farah, the coach.
You don't
KC,
think he's getting the works?
There's no way they give him the whole playbook.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Really? You think Farah's holding some out in the tank? Wow. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Like I'm not saying holding out. I just think that they probably just write a new playbook with Zen, like make a new one. But it would be terrible. It would be awful to like let somebody know your secrets, and that happens in sports as well. You come to the national team and there's like different plans, different like tactics, different manager. And obviously the players aren't going to be like, oh yeah, I know this like tendency of yours because we exploit it all the time. Like they'll go their whole season, their whole careers without ever telling someone that they know what to tell or they know a tendency. Like why would you reveal that if you think it's going to help you online in like RLCS?
But like if I'm playing, Garrett, you can chime in on this. If I'm playing and I'm going up against Vatira, Zen, Juicy, I'm equally or more like, not scared, but as if I was playing, a full KC roster or something. Like for me, it's not like, oh, we should win this because they're not actually a team in RLCS. I'm thinking this is like they've assembled a god squad here. This is going to be very tough.
It depends on if you've had reps against that team, like the full team before. Because I think anytime someone makes a change and you haven't played them yet, there's kind of that like, ooh, like you don't really know exactly what to expect. And then when it's a new roster, you're kind of like, but if you have reps against that team before, yeah, I think you're not as scared, even if they're good in a way. Like you're not as, I don't know. But yeah, I would say, I don't think staying together is that big of an advantage, but it really depends on the team for sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's as big as Archie was saying. Archie was like,
I think running into Vatira now with Zen is a little scary compared to like, it's just like a mental, I don't know, Zen. So.
But yeah, Archie was obviously playing with Joyo, his former teammate, and Joyo's current teammate, Jack. So Joyo's played with both of his teammates. Like they weren't a full pickup team. They weren't like, who would be the most pickup team there that's doing well? Like Belgium did quite well. Morocco struggled a little bit. They had Skyrix.
Yeah, Morocco, Belgium
debuting. I think, you're probably not. I mean, for you as well, CJ. Like back in the 2 OCE teams. Oh, actually, even now, like in the 1 OCE team making the LAN. If there was an OCE super team, there's no way that like the wildcard boys are sharing all their secrets with. I forgot the org. Who's the
like
org?
Power or something. Power just won. Yeah.
Yeah, Power just won. Yeah, you're not going to share all your secrets with Power. Like, okay, here's the kickoff strat, and here's like everything. They'll just probably try and keep it simple and like not go through everything that they think is going to help them win.
Yeah.
Regionally.
I think, I can see that. I think it probably works both ways, like for the whole team discussion. Like I think wildcard would have gone in because you're trying to use it as an advantage. Like we're a team, like this could be our event. Everyone else is pick up teams apart from a few, Brazil and whatnot. But then I think if you're a pickup team or a 2/3, pickup, then I feel like you're thinking, wow, look, let's just try and peak. Like there's no pressure on. We can play a brand new style. There's no old habits or something. There's no tendencies. Let's just vibe it out. So I think it works for both sides. But yeah, I didn't agree with Archie just being like, these Brazil should be, or these teams should just win. Like we should be no chance. It's like, come on, mate, come on,
man.
It's not that hard. Like it's not. Once you're at that level, obviously there's like a few play style things, but slotting one player into a team and playing well is pretty easy to do. But yeah, England were okay. What are your thoughts on England? Johnny, you're a massive believer.
Just dirty tactics. I mean, these guys, there's no low too low for England to stoop to in football and Rocket League. These guys are just
didn't like the demos.
Tactics and demos, bumps, kickoffs, like cringe kickoffs. I mean, really seriously cringe. So I mean, England, they should be embarrassed. I think it would have been more honourable to just admit that they're not a top 4 team in that group and let Australia have it. I think Australia deserved it.
Yeah,
great run for the Aussies.
Pretty unlucky, the Aussies. They 3-1'd England. They drew with France on the final day, and they didn't make top 4. Yeah, Belgium.
The win against England was so funny, by the way. I couldn't believe Cole in the cast with me for that one.
There's something going on with apparently Jack and OCE. I don't know what it is, but Jack just shits himself when he sees any OCE team player, anything. Because this, I don't know what the total. John's probably got the overall record against OCE, but it's not great. It's not great for Jack. I don't know what's happening for him.
He sees the clown cars and he's not confident.
Even Joyo, I think. Well, I say that he's probably smacked everyone, but I just remember the Oxygen team, the power beater in London. But it's definitely Jack at Worlds and now here and at Majors. Yeah. Anyway,
I tried so hard. Like I ranked England as low as I possibly could in my tier list pre-event. I really did. I couldn't put them below Netherlands because they 4-0'd them in the qual, but they drew with Belgium, so I obviously put Belgium ahead of them in the tier list. There they are. They slot in right behind Belgium.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy.
But yeah, I absolutely was hate watching. Yeah, it's not like it's weird. People are asking like, what's going on? Why does Scotland want England to lose? It's not like they're nice people. There's nothing against the players. It's more just the idea of England winning isn't. We just don't like it. We just want England to lose. But the players are all lovely, and the staff, great people. But just I don't know, just the jersey. Seeing the jersey on a winning team.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't come across on the broadcast. And you remained.
I can keep that bias.
You remained professional, which was good to see. Okay, yeah, FIFAe, great event. Let's quickly round out the Kick-Off LAN. I want to ask Cap. You saw what North America had to offer with no NRG there. You saw the new Rebellion coming out, taking out the first NA Open, and then getting stomped on Sunday against Karmine Corp.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on North America versus Europe after what you witnessed?
Well, I mean, for Shopify, I think y'all better hope you just don't run into Vatira in a final. I still think that's first killer's curse. I think he'd have a LAN win by now.
What's the record now? It's not good. It's really not good.
4-0,
he's lost
0-3.
11 games in a row in grand finals against Vatira.
That is a lot.
Yeah, he's lost 3 grand final series. So it's not looking good.
But outside of that, I mean, Redacted beating NIP, who looked really good, and then Space Station also beating Vitality. This might be the most hopeful year. Like we had good results without energy there. I mean, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. A lot of hopium going into the majors. To be honest, like I'm actually excited to watch more than 2 teams from NA. So it'll be interesting. It's gonna be really weird to see who makes it now though from NA, because I'm almost a little worried about Gen G, because you're gonna have. I think energy coming back is not crazy. Then they've got Redacted. That seems like it's not going to be one-sided, Gen G or Redacted now. I mean, I don't know. And then you got Space Station on. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think Gen G was really hoping for that 5th spot at this point. But I don't want to doubt them. I just think that it's going to be difficult for them. They're really hoping energy chokes for sure. Do I put Redacted over Gen G right now? Oh,
yeah,
on LAN,
I would.
Yes, on LAN for sure. Online, maybe very even. I don't know who I'd pick online. Gen G looked way better online.
How good was Talk looking at his first LAN? I know it wasn't a real LAN. My goodness.
He scored some worldies.
Sideball skimmies? Whoo, he was moving.
Even seeing 2-piece at his more normal level on LAN was nice too after Worlds. That was not 2-piece at Worlds. 2-piece looked good as well, I thought.
He had some really nice out plays. Yeah, he had some great plays.
I think they're better than Gen G. Yeah.
Wavy scored his best goal he's ever scored. Talk scored his best goal he's ever scored in the same series. They both just hit their all-time best goal 1 game after another. Crazy.
Yeah, I think they're better than Gen G, Cap. I think that
they're gonna have confidence now too. Beating NIP, that's like.
I know what it is.
Can change though. Like it's not like a quick turnaround in these regionals. It's like a month or a month and a half. A month. So a lot could change in a month. Like these teams were all pretty fresh, pretty new, playing together for the Kick-Off LAN and like the online regional to qual for it. Now it's like much longer. So I think we'll have to wait and see. But I think it would be silly to doubt the Rise and Gen G plot armor.
I just think the eye test for Gen G for me.
They just look bad on land.
They just don't look very threatening. Do you know what I mean? They just don't look like. You see what Talk's doing? Like, where's that? Where's the explosiveness from Gen G? That's what I want to see.
Very passive.
I don't see the
passive. Individually, I'm with you. I think that Redacted look better. They look like they've got more talented team right now. But it's Rocket League's all mental. When it comes down to it, there's going to be like some just insanely high pressure situation to qual, and that's where Rise thrives. And the young Redacted boys, younger Redacted boys, they'll have a harder time in that. I think that kind of setting.
Yeah. That's why I said online, I'm not 100% positive yet, because it's going to become real. If Redacted gets like another good result, it's going to become like real. It's going to become real quick. You know what I mean? Like they're like, whoa, like we actually can make it. We actually can do it. But they're also going to have a lot of confidence because they just beat a hot NIP and looked good on LAN. So
they needed that after Worlds as well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Gen G's LAN problems though just confuse me. Like Magic Bear looks way more passive to me. It's not just his fault.
They just look slow, don't they? They really just look like a slow team. And they just get slowly, like death by 1,000 cuts type of team. They just slowly lose. It's just...
Yeah, like Exotic had forever on the ball every time. And he looked good because of that as well, I think. I don't know. It's weird. But I'm not doubting him fully. I'm just worried for them because of energy also rising.
Energy,
spot. Yeah, so...
Yeah, SSG and Shopify should be just comfortable. They should be solid. They're both really good. And then you've got, I think it is Redacted or Gen G. That's your two teams. I think I'm with you guys on LAN. Yeah, I think Redacted looks better, but I'm nervous for them. I've seen it happen too many times with with two-piece. The painful close to making it, but not quite making it. And like Magic Bear, Justin Rise, they've got a lot more experience. I think they're going to be more consistent. Lower ceiling, but higher floor, maybe.
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah, that's fair.
And people saying, saw someone say someone needs to pick Redacted up. Absolutely. But second to that, they just kind of look nice wearing all black, no org, just coming in being the underdogs. Like there was something about them with their confidence. I don't know. They were just wearing the plain clothes. They rocked up and just wiped everyone.
They're just gaming.
Yeah, they're just gaming.
Boys gaming.
I feel like the pressure's off them and they were just going for it. So good to see. Hopefully an org does pick them up though, and they keep going well. Question. Obviously, we only had North America and Europe in here. Where do we see Furia, Falcons, Twisted slotting in now, based on what we saw?
Furia Furia had to fight for it in SAM. They didn't win it quite as easily as we expected them to, and it also wasn't against Rafinho version of Team Secret in the final. It was against Raze Bulls, made in Brazil. So interesting to see that being close. But I think Furia look good at FIFA E. I think they're going to be... I put them at 10 in my power rankings right now. I think they're still like a dark horse, but they're not a true contender. That's where I got Furia. What about you guys?
I was feeling a couple top 4 performances for some reason. Like, I don't know, like the Furia curse in a way would be back, but that'd be really good for them. That'd be like great results for them. But,
I'm not sold on them. Not sold on them. I think
it's hard with MENA being so good.
Yeah, I think they look nice at FIFA E. I thought Lost was back, which was good to see. Still not sure on what's going on with Yan. I think he was a little bit better towards the playoffs, but as Vatira said to me, he said he's lost his aura. His aura.
I don't think he's aggressive. He's not like crazy aggressive anymore.
I think Swift is still growing in confidence. I didn't really see the secret Swift. The flashy fourth. The mech from him as much. But Yan needs to step back up to his potential. I think there's potential in the team, but I'm not sold on them. I'd probably put them, compared to Falcons and Twisted, probably out. Yeah, I'll put them last, but in terms of like top 10 power rankings in the world, I'd put them 9, 10, somewhere down there.
Where do you have MENA? Yeah. Where do you have the MENA teams?
Oh, I like them. I like what I'm seeing. I think in terms of the eye test, they've got to be top 4, both of them.
I think so as well, yeah. They looked like Falcons looked like the same team. They were dominating everyone else in the region. And there's some like decent teams in MENA. It's not like these teams are terrible. You had like Rock, like they dominated Gen G at the World's Wildcard last year. So that's MENA 3. You've got like, you got 2 or 3 of the teams around about that level, the Team Rock level. and Falcons bodied everybody else. They just looked like insane Falcons of old. Then you put them against Twisted, and they can't beat him. They've lost 3 times in a row against him. So that for me makes me think that Twisted have jumped to the Falcons level, and that Falcons, maybe they're not as good, but I don't think they've fallen off massively.
Didn't Drally say they figured something out or something like that? Didn't he
did
say?
Tell me that, yeah. Yeah, Drally said like, "Oh no, we figured something out, and we're not going to lose a series for the rest of the season."
W
I was like,
mental.
Well, Twisted Minds.
Oh, wow.
And he said to anyone. I said, "Okay, all right. I want to see it."
What have they figured out? I don't buy it.
So they figured
I don't buy it. It's
recently,
easy to say in the break after you lose to Twisted 4 times in a row. Oh, that's what we should have been doing. So I'll wait. I'll wait to see. But Twisted is a surprise.
I respect it. He's a confident guy. I still wouldn't be surprised if Falcons are like a bit better at the end. But I didn't expect a what do you say 4-0, 3-0 start between that.
Yeah, because they beat them twice in Saudi E-League and once in RLCS. So yeah, they've won. Okay. They've won the last 3. Saudi E-League was on LAN, I believe. The matches they played.
Yeah, but I will say, TRK was shown out at FIFAe. So he's doing. How old is TRK now? I was gonna say he's doing it for the Unks, but he's not that old.
Yeah, he's like, right? Is he 20?
Like 21, 20.
I mean, he's
20. He that kind of is
for the Unks.
That kind of is Unk and Rocket League though. Like that's how I feel though, just because he's been around for so long. But no,
is it Daniel good. 19? Like,
bro is old. Yeah, Daniel's getting up there, man. He's gotta lock in.
Clock's ticking, you reckon? I will say for Drally though, there's one thing I know for sure, and I witnessed it at FIFAe, is that boy is determined. I witnessed him play table tennis for 4 hours straight, and he didn't beat a single. Remember this? We went into the play lounge, and Drally looked like he'd been playing table tennis for 3 hours, and indeed he had been playing.
Sweating.
He had his hood on, and he was just like playing person after person, and he sucks. He couldn't beat a single person, but he was just like again. Who else?
No, he wanted to beat everyone. CJ, he didn't want to leave until he's beaten everybody.
But he hadn't beaten anyone. So, he was so bad. Yeah. That was his whole thing. He hadn't beaten a single person, but he just wanted to keep going. So then people kept going up or being like, okay, if I beat you 12-0, will you leave the table? Like other people want to play. And he was like, fine. But then he'd get 1 point. He'd get like 1 point and stay. And they'd be like, no. And everyone would be around trying to get him to leave. That guy was he was crazy. And I was like, this is why he's good at Rocket League. He's just insane. He played grinder. 4 hours straight at table tennis. And didn't win a game. He did not win a game.
Table tennis.
He's terrible. He was actually rage queuing. He was fully on tilt and just kept going. It was unreal. So even if they keep losing to Twisted, he'll keep grinding until they figure it out.
What do you guys think then on the MENA team ranking? Because obviously they haven't played internationally since they got Falcons new roster and Twisted new roster, so we're guessing a little bit. But yeah, T-Bit says that you can't put them over NRG until they beat them. So he's got NRG at 2 still. I think he does NRG, or I think First Touch of the Collective, they got NRG ranked 2 in the world. I put them 4 because I thought, Falcons were pretty close last season, and now they've made I think was probably going to be a lateral move, and they look dominant against every other team in MENA, and Twisted's beaten them, so I've ranked Twisted above them. But what do you guys think about that take, that NRG remain 1 or 2 until they lose on LAN, I guess?
You got to knock them down from the regional, personally.
They're at 4. They're at 4. I'll put MENA at 2, 3. Put them at 4.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then, like, if they lose regionally again, you probably got to put some NA teams over them as well, like a Shopify, if they can win.
It's just because they lost. It's not like they lost once. It's like just because the teams they lost to as well. It's like they're just bad loss. And I know they weren't in peak form, and I think we saw at FIFAe that, they probably should have won FIFAe. But it's just, I think they lost so many points in terms of a power rankings, not in terms of if I was going to predict them, I'd predict
it'd be different.
I'd predict them to beat Falcons and Twisted, but I think they have to be below them just because they lose so many ranking points by losing to Redacted and losing to Gen G.
Yeah, they beat Monkey Moon though. That's like now this is the scariest thing. Like NRG had a good record against Falcons in finals, but now it's Twisted Minds with Monkey Moon, and the record against Monkey Moon is not good. It's not looking too nice.
Yeah,
I think it's a scary matchup for them on paper.
It's a scary matchup for I think they're both LAN contenders. Easily.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Easily.
Yes.
And it probably helps that we haven't. It's like there's still a little bit unknown because we just saw all the teams play each other at the kickoff LAN, so there's still a little bit of an unknown element there. But even if they had, I'm sure I'd be shocked that they weren't both top 4 or, unless they got like an unlucky matchup earlier. But I don't know. You just got to knock down energy because of the 2 losses because they looked pretty bad that weekend or that day, I guess, that Friday. But they're capable of being number 1 still. It's not like they're doomed at all. It's just you gotta to accurately rank them. You gotta take in a top 12 placing. You know what I mean? You can't. I don't know if Twisted Minds got a top 6 in MENA, we would be saying they're not top 4. You know what I mean? Like you gotta take those into account.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of 2025 as a whole, looking back, what would we rank it out of 10 comparatively in terms of just Rocket League years? We had Leon, our biggest worlds. We had Falcons winning, finally. We had NRG winning. What else happened in terms of the esport?
We had RLCS 1v1.
RLCS 1v1 World Championships. We had Nowpo.
Am I going to be a hater? Am I a hater if I don't rank it high?
No, you can be. You can.
It depends.
It's all personal. You might have not enjoyed it as much. You can tell us. You can open up to Santa Claus. Come on now.
I can't. I just don't rank it high, not because of the gameplay. There were some great tournaments, but like I don't like the lack of LANs. It makes the years not good for me because I don't like the format, I guess. But is that a bad way to rank it? You know what I mean? Like that's my problem with how things are now.
Oh, we had 6 LANs, international LANs, which is I think the most in the open era. Because before, or wait, no, when Gamers 8 happened the first time, there were 6 LANs as well. Or was there 5? Yeah, there were 6 LANs this year if you count the kickoff LAN. 6 international LANs.
Let's just go RLCS 2025. Don't include the kickoff LAN.
I was gonna say.
Oh, you want 2025? Oh, not the calendar year, just last season as a whole, no kickoff. Okay, and no just RLCS only. I thought we were talking the package, everything, but okay,
I would
just
include
RLCS.
EWC, right?
Yeah,
EWC,
you include that. Just the 2025, like 20. This is 2026 was kickoff LAN. You can include FIFA, include EWC.
What about like 2026 or what about 2025 as a whole? Yeah, kickoff LAN, FIFA Esports World Cup, 3 RLCS LANs.
Don't include the kickoff LAN. I think the kickoff.
I think under RLCS.
I think the kickoff LAN should have been in January if they didn't have everything pushed forward a little bit. So.
But it was this year though. So this year
we can include it in the next year discussion.
Compared to 2019, which was one of the best years, if not the best for Rocket League, where you had 4 DreamHacks. You had no, not E-League. E-League was earlier. You had BTS, two RLCS Worlds. I might be forgetting something. Is that it? 4 DreamHacks, BTS, and RLCS Worlds? Yeah. That's 7 LANs.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider kickoff though. Like if I'm thinking about last season,
I'll include it next year.
It's not very high. Yeah. When we talk,
and actually, it was only NAU, so not quite the same.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm pretty tired of this format. And then there's also not enough LANs for me to be entertained, I guess. But I'm really tired of the split, how the split works, the online regionals. I'm just not a fan of it anymore. I haven't been a fan of it for 2 years now. But in terms of like the Raleigh LAN, the Birmingham LAN was not good, I'll be honest, being there in person. The Raleigh LAN was saved by the outcome, I think. It was a good result. I like seeing Falcons win. Worlds was great. Worlds was 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. Great World because of the crowd.
Yeah, Worlds is unbelievable.
Not even about the result, just the LAN.
OCE top 6, APAC main event, NRG winning for NA for the first time in years. It was a crazy LAN.
Great crowd. Great venue. Biggest crowd we've had.
Yeah. Worlds is unbelievable.
Good finish, but where would you rate out of 10 cap overall?
6. 6.5, maybe 7, 6.
What's been your favorite year?
My favorite,
2019.
Just thinking as not a player, 2019 and honestly the first year of the Open era was really good. I thought. Like not RLCSX, like with the LAN.
Sweden.
That was really
LA.
Sweden.
I mean, it was a terrible year for me,
London.
but that was a great. I mean, the world's having the wild card, like having the 2 different stages, 3 majors.
I was still playing.
After.
Tell him.
Yeah. That was a good year.
Great
just
year
for the esport, I think. After that.
Wait, did that year really have? What's that? The year that Gamers 8? It was Gamers 8, right?
Or Gamers 8, yeah.
Gamers 8.
Yeah. That was a great year.
I think. Santa liked that year.
Even the year after. Even the year after was pretty solid, right? We still had 3 splits.
Tell them LVP.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing after COVID as well, it was just so special because like you had extra regions in RLCS, and SAM and MENA started stepping up and like actually putting out really good results. So it's like not just NAEU anymore. Yeah, it was like I think that was probably the best year post COVID. But it was also just like comparing it to what we had before online, it really made it stand out. Yeah, it was pretty scripted year though.
I don't think...
Very fun.
No, 22-23, I know the Worlds was really cool, but Rotterdam was in a warehouse, San Diego was in a DreamHack convention, and then...
Yeah, I didn't go to any of those.
And then we had a really good Worlds. But
actually, no, that was a good year because like the Gen G story in NA was crazy. Like Jack and Nolly.
Yeah, storylines are good, but the lands were like, what's going on here? There was like...
But Boston was goated. Boston was the best NA LAN ever.
That was a good LAN. I love the DreamHacks personally.
Good finish. Yeah, Boston was great actually. Yeah. But
Boston and Dusseldorf, like I think Dusseldorf is still for me a top. Like I think Leon and Dusseldorf, like by far the best LANs I've been to for Rocket League. Then you've got the Londons are like next in line, and then honestly Boston's like the next tier below that. Like it was really great. So 2 very strong finish that year. Another Gamers 8, which V1 were able to win. Calm carrying hard for that LAN. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, like, oh, sorry, go ahead, Stu.
I was just going to talk about my rating for this year. Or we still talking about previous years? I would rate this year. I think I agree. Worlds was great, but yeah, didn't love Birmingham.
Yeah, nobody wanted to go to Birmingham. Like all of the UK people were like, "No,
yeah, location.
Why? I don't want to go to Birmingham, bro. No one likes Birmingham."
I'd probably say 7.58. Yeah, in Birmingham.
Solid.
Yeah, I'll play 7.5.
They're having so many lands there.
Yeah, I know. Birmingham are throwing money at they're trying to grow the tourism there, trying to get some people to come. But yeah, I'd say 8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. 7.58.
I might be biased, but I'm gonna give it. I think I'd give it like an 8.5. I'm biased because of the inclusion of 1v1. I think it might be the inclusion of 1v1 is such a success that they've added 2v2 the year after. That's how much of a success I consider it. Like if that was like no, if
1v1 does that a bit.
They would not have added 2v2. So because they've added 2v2 off of 1v1 success. It went from being a halftime show at Birmingham to being like a main event end of Saturday at Rally and Worlds because they realized like, wait a minute, this is just another main event. We just have 2 main events now, and then next year's Worlds there will be 3. You have 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3. So for that reason, I'm giving this season a boost. Yeah, MENA's first win's historic. OCE top 6, NA winning Worlds again, APAC winning through to top 16, not just being given it. Like a lot of like. There were a lot of like historic things happen in Leon.
It's hard to put it with like it's hard to put it near the boom years though. Like 2019 was like boom, have 400 events, and then we had kind of end of open era COVID, and then it was like bang, 3 majors, Worlds.
I feel like we're just like if we just have one more event though, or like if we had 2 more events, we'd be right there. We like the calendar would be packed. We just had a lot in one time. Like we just had Copenhagen and FIFAe in December, one after another. If they're spread out more, I think it's better because then it's more like what we had in 2019, where you were just at the second half of 2019 was outrageous, where you just had Worlds. Where was it? Dallas? No, not Dallas. Was it DreamHack Dallas? I think it might have been Worlds, Dallas, Valencia, into BTS, Montreal, Worlds again. Like it was just like every month, LAN, 1 month after another. That's hard to beat. When right now we just have everything stacked in one part of the year, like Worlds and Esports World Cup are right together, FIFA and Kick-Off right together as well.
Like a LAN or 2 extra would be good. And I think everyone in watching is going to disagree with me. I just hate the online format.
What if we
I think playing a
change
whole
it every
bracket,
year? What if they
I
instead
think
of
playing a whole bracket on a random weekend that you don't know until that weekend, and then you can't watch Friday basically unless you're like on a PC and an expert or watching a
65
really
tabs,
good watch party. It's just
6
so
computers,
bad. It's so bad, and it's so played out. Done it so. How many regionals we had? 30 plus or something like this. Like it's just.
Yeah, there's a lot of regionals.
I think it's bad. There's no.
But like obviously they need it to be consistent for the orgs and the players. Otherwise, if they just did one, it would be great content. Like one regional to qualify for a LAN, everybody would watch that. It would be incredible. But
I don't want.
Would it be very good for sustainability?
I don't want that at all. I think that I hate to say the league play thing, but I really miss knowing that in 2 weeks' time, this team is going to play this team, and I'm fiending for it. I'm hyped. Like. Vitality makes a super team. They don't play K-Corp for a month, but I know what day they play. I know what time they're going to play. I know when to be on. I'm hyped for that match. Like, you have some kind of hybrid. I just hate not knowing who's going to play who, what's happening. Like, I just don't like it at all. I'm not a fan of it.
What if the regions had their own thing going on and they just took care of, like, it was all different formats based on, how the North American circuit, and obviously they all have to feed into Worlds, but you had like NA was something, EU had something else, like one region has league play, OCE has their own thing, but it's all like they might have their own point system or something, but in your own region it had something else, so it wasn't just this standardized, every region's playing the same thing, most are playing on the same weekends. It was like in OCE we're just doing, I don't know, one big event or something, or, that's probably a bad example, but, just like different formats, different regions, and it was more like they gave it off to that region to handle, which they kind of do in a way outside of NA and EU in terms of like the broadcast and stuff like that, but if they just let them run their own system or something that you could follow in your own region.
I don't mind everything being consistent. I just think the biggest detriment to the last 4 years is that you can't hype up anything outside of, hey, we're playing a bracket. Like, let's see. I don't know. I just think it's important to have, some anticipation to like a certain matchup happens. It just needs to be scheduled. I think stuff needs to be scheduled out in some kind of hybrid league play thing. For me, I just am not. This like how the esport runs now. I just want to see the results. Maybe I'll see it while it's live, but like I don't know how this thing got here unless I go on Wikipedia. Like, it's just so bad. I'm not a fan of it at all, personally.
I think it's
I miss league play.
I think it's fine. It might actually be fine this season for you though, because last season and the year before it was pretty clear cut who the best teams in NA were. You didn't need to watch that much to know who's going to qualify. This season you might actually have to watch though, because there's some good teams that are competing for those spots. So I think that's going to help. In EU, I've always felt like I wanted to watch. But yeah, NA the last couple of seasons for sure. It's been like, okay, I already know if it's G2, Gen G are on the other side of the bracket, and then last season the Ultimates, NRG are on opposite sides of the bracket. They're going to both make the final, and that's your two teams who look like contenders at LANs. Everybody else doesn't really matter. Now though, I have to watch. So next regional, I'm for sure glued to the screen watching if NRG can make it and regain.
That's not the problem for me. It's hard to watch. There's a skill gap to watching RL esports. You gotta be. You gotta be.
There is a skill gap.
You gotta be knowledgeable. Like, I just wish that. I think that when league play was a thing, it was really valuable to have it a part of people's every weekend routine.
You can't really promote it, can you? You can just be like,
no, you can't.
This weekend is an event, but you can't be like, this weekend Shopify versus NRG, be there Sunday 6 p.m. It's like, oh, I'm gonna set the alarm for that. It's like this weekend they're playing for 6 hours, 3 days straight. In there, if you're watching the whole time, we might have a good match, but we don't know what'll happen.
Yeah, you don't know who you're gonna play. You don't know, and I think last year I was so hyped to see K-Corp Vitality, and then I saw it week 1, and then I wasn't hyped really to watch it. And I don't know, like I said, like back then. Every Saturday and Sunday, you knew RLCS was on. You go to one channel, you watch all the matches, and it's a part of your routine. Now it's like you don't even know when the events are, unless you're like a dedicated fan or like following Twitter pages and stuff. I think it's really bad for me.
Yeah, for the casuals, I agree.
It's a bad product.
If you were told you had no idea about Rocket, well, you knew about Rocket League, but no idea about the esport or what was currently going on, and it was like, you were tuning into Twitch and you heard, tomorrow at X o'clock, we've got the number 1 seed from North America and Europe, or like the top 2 teams in the world, or the top 2 teams from Europe will be playing each other this time. You're like, oh, might see what that looks like. Might check that out. But it is hard to follow if you just, if you're a casual and you just clicked on the Rocket League channel and you just were like, okay, this is a quarterfinal. Don't know what this means. Don't know where we are right now or who these, I'm with you on that.
I think I just would love some kind of hybrid league play, open qualifier with splits or something, just to have I know in 2 weeks that Energy plays Shopify. I could be ready for it. I don't know. I think it's important.
We can hype it up on Chalked. We can talk about it, how they're looking.
Yeah. Instead, we're like, we kind of talk trash about it, but they might not even run into each other. It's just.
You know what they could do? I think they could fix this is I don't think they need to really change the early stage of the tournament, because the bigger open bits where there's just so many teams, and even the Swiss stages, or what double Swiss it was last season to get the last day of quals done. Now it's group stage. The mainstream was I think the mainstream covering Fridays, in my experience, I never watched it. I would just watch the actual view parties, and I'd just jump around, watch all the matches. Because there used to be, what's it called in America? Red Zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
NFL Red Zone.
Multiple. Yeah, it used to be there. Now, or they used to do that on RLCS, the multiple streams. Or multiple matches coverage, but then they just went to featured match, and when it became featured match, I'm like, oh, I don't need to watch anymore. Oh, somebody rated.
But you agree for the casuals, it is really good.
Oh no, thanks for the raid, bro. GG's
for the casuals. Oh, W raid.
Yeah, for casuals, it's very hard.
Holy.
But I think it was the lack of when it became just RLCS, we're doing a featured match, and this round the match we're gonna watch is this. I'm like, okay. Let me go and open up all the streams, guys, and I'll see what's happening across the board. Because I don't want to watch one match. There's 8 matches happening at the same time. They're all kind of important, or there might be 3 or 4 that are really important. So I think the mainstream, when there was a Friday broadcast, didn't do a very good job. And that probably is the reason they removed the mainstream on Fridays. But yeah, maybe a better solution would have been to make a good product on the mainstream. Because it wasn't a good... I don't think it was a good product. It wasn't very good at covering the matches. But it could be. It could work.
Yeah, I agree. It's just for me, even with sports, it's an integral part of sports to know the schedule. What I know what week I'm hyped for. I know what week I'll throw it on, but I'm not necessarily excited for, and it builds anticipation. Because you're looking forward to this match. You want to see how they're doing though before that match, so you watch the slightly weaker matchup the week before.
Yeah, I
kind of miss that.
Even in AFL, Australian footy, I watch that every weekend, but you don't watch it every game. I'm like, okay, that's the one I'm going to watch that one, because I know what's happening this weekend. It's like, okay, Friday night, I want to watch that. I want to watch that Saturday afternoon. Don't need to watch anything Saturday night. I might just check the scores, but unless you're tuning in the entire time for Rocket League, it is quite hard. Shout out to the president of Chalked as well, Papa Rizzo, for the raid as well as Nalpo. Crazy, you guys are popping up. Yeah, I think maybe we do that. Maybe we just hand off to the different regions and they can do their own format. Because right now, as John said, for the next 2 opens, we have every single region playing on the same weekend except for North America. They're on the alternate weekend. But we've got EU, SAM, OCE, APAC, MENA all on the same, and SSA all on the same weekend. So it's it just feels like they're just throwing it let's just get it done. No one really watches. Let's just get our qualifiers for the major.
That'll be for visas. I bet it's for visas.
But it's not. It's not the best product, is it? When you just throwing them all
with how I don't know, with how it's looking to get a visa to enter America right now, I understand the front loading of the other regions. Hopefully nobody has any problems with their social media being searched for, I don't know, Trump memes or whatever. But yeah, the social media. Have you guys seen that around the World Cup? They're going to look at 5 years of everybody's social media who wants to come in and watch the World Cup in America.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I read that somewhere. I hope that's not. I hope I not made that up. Hopefully it wasn't an AI generated clickbait. But I think that's true. So
I think it's true.
I kind of get
All
it.
I'm saying is Sunless Khan got cooked years ago for his league play take on Twitter, and then he disappeared after. And I think maybe I'm just unk now because I agree with him. I'm fully on. I don't care. Maybe, and someone said in the chat, their growing interest in the NFL has made them feel like it wouldn't be bad, and maybe that's what it is for me. I've been getting more into sports, and I love that format. Sorry to go back, but yeah, the 5-year thing is crazy. I mean, the U.S. is an interesting place at the moment.
Very interesting, yes. Sure. Very interesting place. Yeah, the other idea that we've talked about a lot in Chalk that we'd love to see happen still is the Sunday having all of the regions on the broadcast. Like, you know how you mentioned the CJ, all the regions are on the same day. So why don't we just do like all of the top fours? We could just be live for like huge amount of time, switch the broadcast team halfway through without turning the stream off, and just have OCE. You could do semi-final, final, APAC, 2 semis and a final, MENA, 2 semis and a final. Actually, they would be on Saturday. They have a different weekend. Maybe it doesn't work for them. And you go to like SSA, EU, SAM. You could actually just do all of them back to back, and have, what would that be, 15 matches in a row.
Yeah.
On the broadcast, just keep it live. That's how you can get people interested in the other regions. Is actually put them on the mainstream before the LAN happens.
Yeah.
All right, let's round off the show with our wishes, our Santa wishes for 2026. What do we hope for in Rocket League? What would we like to see?
What do I want to see?
Well, what present would you like? No, fixing the DDoS
and bot it on. I want to be able to play the game.
Unfortunately, Santa has many powers, but this may be too great for Santa. Do you have any other wishes that is not DDoSes or bots? Very, very tough for me to fix.
Unreal Engine 5 news.
UE5.
Can you do that, Santa?
Oh.
Can you do that, Santa? That's what I want.
Very tight-lipped people over on
maybe a leak. Someone leak.
A leak.
Come on.
I feel like we have had leaks though, but they haven't meant anything. So
yeah.
I feel like with next year, we've stabilized for a couple of years. And by stabilized, we're still adding stuff. We had the Kick-Off LAN, we're adding 2s, which is cool. But it feels like everything's pretty locked in, everything's pretty planned. So hopefully that gives us time, as you said, Garrett, to really launch for something greater, or a revamp, maybe a revamp. Whether it's not UE5, maybe it's a format change or something fresh coming announced for the next.
Again.
Get my juices. I want to hop on the game.
Yeah, my juices are stagnant.
Let me juice me up.
Juice me up.
Yeah, I want the whole shebang.
Juice me up, Santa.
I want the milk, the cookies, and the carrots. Give me something to go. I want to jump on a rock. Let's go. Because.
Yeah,
a little bit of arousal.
Arouse me is what we're saying. Because we've had the same, like, we're RLCS wise, but Rocket League wise, I think RLCS we're adding 2s. We added 1s. We've got the Kick-Off LAN, more events, which is nice. But I think in terms of Rocket League, I need to be aroused.
Yeah, me
too. I like it. Arouse me, 2026. That's my wish. Yeah, juice us up.
Do you reckon the arousal could come from, like, do we just copy the FIFAe group stage format? Use it in RLCS, the best of 2s.
I like the 2s.
Round robin best of 2s. Like, you don't even have to do like
all 16. Was it 2 groups of 8?
You could put they did 2 groups of 8 with double round robin, but you could just do 1 group of 16 single round robin. Then, like you want, Garrett, every single match will have a scheduled start time.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But honestly, I'm down for anything. I mean, let's pull names out of a hat for the bracket. I don't care. I just want something different. I just want something. I need consistent change. I need consistent. Whoa, what's this? Let me, like, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
that is actually something I believe.
They look the exact same.
Yeah, that is something I believe is necessary for esports. I've always thought this because people make this.
We're not like regular sport, are we?
They say like, oh, well, sports, the league has been the same format for like 100 years, and then this is a sport, they've had the same thing for 100 years. But we're not sports though. We're actually more leaning towards content than sports. Like, we like to think of Rocket League as like, oh, it's a sporty game. It's football with cars, but it's still more on the content side. And if you make the same style of content on repeat, it gets stale. You always have to adapt as like in the content space. And esports is content more than it is sports. you have to keep adapting.
We need to keep being aroused. It's the optimal level of arousal. It all comes back to that, the curve, the bell curve. We need to get back up the top of the bell curve. Juice us up. Great. Well, that gives me confidence. Our arousal levels going into 2026. Hopefully, we do get to see something and whatnot. But, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fantastic year for us, for Chalkcast. We ran a LAN, which was fun. Shout out JamesBot, Ascension Protocol, WLAN. And I think we picked up this guy. Still on the fence.
Said yes.
Yeah, still on the fence. Still on the fence whether that was a good move. You might have to let us know.
I randomly said yes while buzzed in a hotel bar.
Got him drunk. Made him sign a contract. He's still here. Doesn't love being here, but still here, which is good. And I think we're going to keep. We've re-signed him. We actually signed him on a 2-year deal, so we've re-signed him for 2026 as well, which is huge.
Should have listened to my agent.
Should have listened to your agent, but unfortunately he wasn't there when we got you drunk and signed the contract. So no, but it was good. Yeah, we did the LAN. I think we've had a little taster year of what we could do for Chalkton. I think we can go bigger and better in 2026. So shout out to the patrons. I think we'll have a little chat over the next. We'll still get some bonus episodes out. I think. Captain and I will be doing a decal tier list. We'll get that one out to you. Johnny's going to be away. He's off to the land of the Bulgarians I'm
away, and then CJ's away.
And then I'm away.
We're away at different times. So the bonus episodes will be continuing to come out. A lot of them have come out with just 2 of us because we didn't want to stop making content completely. We thought it would make more sense while we're all traveling for different events and holidays to do the other 2 who are not traveling, just a duo recording. But hopefully the patrons are enjoying that instead of nothing. Yeah, it's that or a drought. We really are never home at the same time right now.
Yeah, we got a bit going on. So the next live ep will be before the first main event. So we're looking at the 12th of January, something like that. So I'll have a couple. Yeah.
Sorry. I read a great idea. French.
I saw that too.
Wine tier list in Paris. Yeah. That sounds awesome. French
wine tier list. We go to a wine cave and just tier list some wines. That would be outrageous. We need to stream that.
Yes, we did the Korea trip, but we haven't graced the captain with a chalked content trip. Or we did kind of Ascension Protocol, but that was the LAN itself. So I'd like to do some big things for 2026, and I think in our couple weeks off we can talk. We'll look to maybe revamp a little bit. If we do need to make any roster changes, I think at this point we'll probably stick with the core 3. But we will have to talk to our president Rizzo, our CEO and president Papa Rizzo, to make sure they're still happy with proceedings. But I think it's been a great year. We picked up the cap. Patreon, loving your support as always. I think we can. I'm feeling motivated with the chalk side of things to really cook some special things up for you guys. I think we've always wanted to do so. I don't want to say stuff because then I'll throw it there, but we've always wanted to have some merch. I think we had the Showmatch as well, which went fantastic. We made our own merch. Everyone wants them. I still haven't created them. Stuff like that. But hopefully we can run more events. We'd love to be able to run more events. We want to create more content for you guys. I think FIFAe was a nice test of perhaps, during media days at events, could we be have a pod room? Imagine if we had a podcast room, we just got the players in there and we just talked absolute nonsense. I think that's the things that you guys want to see, going into an event, getting the real juice out of the players, not the basic questions. Juice. We love juice. Yeah, juice us up. More chalked minis, more things happening. But we've been doing this. Well, Cap's only been doing this for 9 months, but we've been doing this for a few years, couple of years. It's been fantastic. Our CEO, I think he's still happy with us. I think he's now a mega bonk streamer. But
he's been back. You've seen the Rocket League stream?
He might be back. So I think that's a good sign for Rock if he's back. Maybe we get the CEO back on for some more chalks as well.
Let me get a 4-man.
A 4-man, 2026. And more guests as well. I know you guys love having guests on, but W ep, and hopefully everyone has a fantastic Christmas and New Year if you do celebrate. If not, just enjoy a little bit of off, a few weeks off Rocket League for the next bit. So, any final thoughts from you boys?
Final thoughts of the year. Great year for Chalked, winning a Showmatch against FT, and now of course with the French casters entering the show match scene. We've got more opponents lined up. Who knows? Maybe we can challenge somebody coming in next year. One of the lands. Maybe Paris. What do you guys think? Do we take on the French in Paris?
I like this.
They don't have a very good record.
I would love to be the enemy.
I think we win that. Yeah, we could be the bad guys.
I'll wear this costume. Santa's going to take over Paris.
But yeah, thank you all for the support. Patreon.com/Chalkcast. Is that correct, actually? It is. Yeah, Patreon.com/Chalkcast. The link's down below. And be sure to check out all the content over there. If you have just decided to sub and support us, but you didn't, scroll down. There's over 100 other episodes, and a lot of the recent ones. All the recent ones have Garrett, or a lot of them. The old ones are with Rizzo, of course. So yeah, check out the videos. There's dozens, soon to be hundreds.
Yep. I guess for me, I don't know. Thanks to you guys for inviting me on. I don't know how I ended up here, but I'm here, and I've enjoyed it. But I know I had big shoes to fill. Or I guess little shoes. Rizzo's a smaller man.
He's on that physical. He's one of the other players, isn't he? He's one of the little guys.
Yeah. Yeah, but mechanically, no. He
didn't have the mech of the little guys, though, did he?
No, Rizzo, big shoes to fill because Rizzo's hilarious. But I've had fun, so I appreciate you guys having a warm welcome for me. And guess see you guys in 2026, where we're gonna get juiced.
2026, the chalk juice is coming in. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the Christmas special. Thanks again, as always, for all of your support. Thank you to the patrons. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with our Open 2 RLCS 2026, I guess, getting back into the swing of things. And we'll try and cook some things up for you guys. We want 2026 to be bigger and better. We had a taster in 2025, but I'm liking the look of 2026. We want to juice ourselves up and really have a big one. So hope you guys enjoyed. Happy holidays to you all. Happy New Year. And we will see you guys in 2026. Goodbye.
Peace. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.